Hi there, good morning and good afternoon. We are Zhongri Green Power. Welcome to our second webinar. Today we are gonna show you the compatible demonstration of our household energy storage system with mainstream inverters. The first part is our Powerbase S1 compatible with Solis inverter. Now, let's let Jason to introduce the details of us.
Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to our second webinar. So this time we were going to show you the connection between our battery and the mainstream inverters. So today we are going to show you three mainstream inverters. The first one is Solis, and the second one is Victron Energy, and then the Deye inverter. So first one I would like to show you is the Powerbase S1. As you can see from the screen. So here is the hot seller, the Powerbase S1, and it's a wall mount energy storage system. It has 5 kilowatt hours, and the voltage is 51.2 volts DC. And I will going to show you the connection between the Powerbase S1 and Solis inverter. Let's get closer to the parts on the Solis. So before you doing the connection, please make sure to disconnect the load and disconnect the main grid for safety reasons. And from the left part of the inverter, we can see here is the battery in, negative and positive. And from the right side is the output of the inverter. And then we have a communication port, which is CAN bus, and we have the communication to the internet for this Wi-Fi module. And let's jump to the Powerbase S1. So here is the interface of our battery. From the left side, you can see the red terminal is the anode, and from the right side is the cathode terminal, which is in black. Please be careful to connect the power cables and do not reverse them for safety reason. And then we should connect the communication ports from the battery INV port to the CAN port on Solis. And then last but not least, please make sure to adjust the pin layout as first one up and other one down, so the inverter can recognize the battery. Okay, so let's jump to the battery. So the power on process on Powerbase S1 is really easy. So we have a power button in the front of the unit, and we have a screen here. So how to turn it on? We just need to press on the power button for 3 seconds, and the screen will be lighting on, and it will show the version of software and hardware of this unit, and we will see the power on. And on the screen, we can see several informations. We can see the SOH, which is 100% now, and we see the SOC now is 99%, and we can see the input power and output power logos. When there is input, the input power will be flashing, and when there is output, the output power will be flashing. Okay, and the voltage now is 51.3, and the energy consumption is 99 kilowatt hours. Okay, so when you turn on the battery, the inverter will be turned on automatically. So as you can see that, so now it's not connecting to the grid, so that we have some. Okay, So we can jump to the monitoring software. So now it's working. And if anyone have some questions, we can ask now. Okay, so it's very easy to connect the Powerbase S1 with Solis, right? And the second one we are going to show you is the Powerbase Mate with Deye inverter. So the connection is also quite simple. We can see the ports from Deye first. So same here, we have the battery in and the load output. And then we have the communication ports. We can see the blue Ethernet lines. And let's jump to the battery side. On the battery side, we have the ports for multiple communications usage. And we have the terminal ports. We have positive and negative. And so, same, we should connect the battery cables to the inverter. And then we connect the communication ports, which we use CAN communication with the ear. And then we should set the address code to number 1. And when you turn on the battery, we can see there is a screen here. And now we have installed 3 battery modules. So we show 3 icons here. And we have SOH and SOC information. And we have the voltage information, input and output. And all the information can be shown here. And we also have a monitoring software which can run on your computer to show more details. Later on, I will show you how to connect the computer and also how to configure the battery setting on the monitoring software. Okay, so when you turn on the battery, okay, so when you turn on the battery, the inverter can turn on automatically. So on the Deye inverter, it's a touch screen, so you can run it. Sorry. So you can see the information of the battery. Let's get closer. So now it's discharging, and the SOC is 99%, and the voltage is 52.99 volts, and the current is 1.34 amp, and the power is 70 watt, and the temperature is around 26 degrees Celsius. Let's get to the battery side. We can see that it's the same information showing here, 99%, and it's being discharging, and yeah. So the connection between Powerbase Mate with the Deye inverter is done. And if you have any question, you can ask. Okay, so number 3, we will show you the Powerbase FC modules with the Victron inverter. So now we are on site of the Powerbase FC modules. So we can see that we have 3 batteries modules stacked together, and this is a simple framing to stack them on, and we also provide the framings for the wall mount installation. So today we are using 3 battery modules. Each one is 48 volt, 100 ampere hours, and we are using 3 of them to be parallel connection, and the maximum of this model can be 63 modules in parallel without additional protections. And then when we connect one by one, and the first one will handle the communication to the inverter from here. So my engineer is working on the programming for this to make it compatible for multiple parallel. So let's wait for 1 second. Okay, so the programming has been finished. So I will show you how to connect the Powerbase FC model to the Victron inverter. So first thing is that you need to connect the power cables, right? And second thing, you need to connect the battery modules in parallel, and you should parallel them with the communication cables. We have link A and link B. So when you do the parallel connection, you can connect link A and link B to the other one, and link A to the link B to the other one. And on this part, IMV part is the communication from battery to inverter, and I will show you the inverter later on. And make sure to make the adjust to configure the adjust. So first one is 1 up, and number 2 is number 2 up. One moment. Yep. Okay. And then we have number 3 is 1, 2 up, and others down. So now you are finishing the adjust communication. Okay. Okay, link A, link B. Okay. And here we have finished the configuration on the battery part. So let's turn them off before connecting to the inverter. Okay, so regarding the inverter side, we also have the battery input, right? So we have battery positive and battery negative, and we have the grid input and the power output. And then we have the communication. We should connect to the VE bus on the bottom. So it's called VE bus here. VE bus should connect to the color control here. We have the color control here. Yep. And on the color control, we have VE CAN port. Right? VE CAN port should be connected to the battery side, the IMV. Yes. So after all this connection, sorry. In order to show you the connection, we haven't fixed it on the wall, but never mind. Okay. So when we turn on the battery, the inverter should be turned on automatically. So we can have an eye on here. Okay, so we should turn the battery on, and when we turn the battery on, please show the inverter. Yeah. So when we turn the battery on, one by one, the inverter will be lightened up automatically when you do the right configuration. Yeah. Let's wait for 1 second. So as we see, the light on the inverter is flashing, it's turning on, and on the color control, it's also turning on now, and it's being configured. One moment, we can change this to English version. Yep. Okay, so we have English here. Confirm. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the main screen. On the main screen, we can see that the inverter is still on off mode, which turn on the grid input. 1 second. Yeah, we have the inverter on off state. Inverter is turning on now. Yeah, so now the inverter is on. We can see the inverters. So the mains is on and it's in bulk mode. It's charging the battery, and Okay, so now we are going to show you the monitoring software on the PC so that you can see much more informations from the much more informations. And then so let's get back to Powerbase X1 and Solis. So we will take this for example. So as we remember that we have several ports on the backside for the Powerbase S1, and we can see RS232 ports on the middle, right? And then we need to connect the Powerbase X1 on the RS232 ports, and then we should connect the RS232 adapter to adapt the RS232 to USB so that the computer can read the information. 没有 So we can, we are going streaming the screen for you. One moment. Okay. So we are having some technical issue. So the computer cannot be connected to the monitoring screen. So please allow us for some more time. Okay, so thanks for your patience. And now we are going to show you the connection between the Powerbase S1 and the PC. So we are going to see much more information on the monitoring software on computer. So just now I explained that we need to connect the RS232 on the Powerbase S1, and then we need to have an adapter to convert the RS232 to USB so that the computer can read all the information from the battery. So now we have the monitoring software here. So on the software, you need to choose the port and choose the bound rate to 9600, and you to open the COM and monitoring the on. So when you connect to the battery successfully, the state will flashing in blue, and on the bottom you can see the communication is normal, and the version of the software is X1 什么问题啊？好 Okay, welcome back. So just now we talked about the operation information. So you can see the information from the screen that we show you the main information of the battery. So you can see the voltage, total voltage, and the current consumption, and SOC, SOH, and delta voltage, which means the gap from the maximum voltage to the minimum voltage. And here shows the information for the single cell inside. So we have 16 cells inside in series connection, and the maximum voltage cell is number 2 cell, and the voltage is 3.322, and the minimum voltage of the cell is on cell number 1, and the voltage is 3.321, and the gap between the maximum and the minimum is only 0.001. So the consistency of our battery cells is really good. And then we have the battery information. So the design capacity for the battery is 100 ampere hours, and the full charge capacity is also 100 ampere hours, and the remaining capacity now is 99.17, and the cycle is being used for 17 cycles, and cell number is 16 cells, and the temperature quantity is 6. Yeah, so we have 6. This means we have 6 temperature sensors inside the battery Powerbase S1. So 4 of the power temperature sensor is placed among the cell, and 1 on the BMS, and last one on the next to the enclosure to monitor the ambient temperature. So we have in total we have 6 temperature sensors, and also on the cell temperature you can see, yeah, temperature 1, temperature 2, temperature 3, temperature 4. This 4 is places among the cells, and we have the most temperature, which is on the BMS, and we have the environment temperature. So as you can see, okay, so the down here we can see the 16 cells, and we can see they are all at 3.322, most of them, and some of them are 3.321, and the consistency is really good. And down below we have the operation state. So we show you the states of all the components on the BMS. So the first one is reverse connection. No, yeah. So if you reverse connect the power cables by fault, it will tell you that the connection is not correct, and the battery will protect itself. So, but remember that do not reverse them frequently, otherwise it will be damage to the battery. So we should pay attention to that. And we have the pack power is not in charge, so now it's not. And we have the other information here. So yeah, and down here we have the inverter state. So because the Powerbase S1 is connected to Solis, so here we can see that the inverter, it can recognize as Solis low voltage inverter. Yeah. And then on the right side we have the warning, protection, and the failure state. So now the all the state is in good mode, so we don't have any alarms here. So we can go to the second page. The second page can show you the historical data for the battery. So when you open this monitoring software, it starts to record every single movement on the battery. So as we can see now, we have, so let's choose one latest here. Yeah. So as we can see, the first data is from 2021 November 30th, and the time is 5 o'clock in China. And yeah, when we turn the battery on and connect the monitoring to the personal computer, it starts to record all the informations in 2 seconds, right? Yeah, and the other way down, you can see all the information here will be recorded. So this is very helpful for the installer and the maintainer to know the state of the battery and to know the information that battery have. And it will be helpful if the customer have some failure on the battery, so the operator can connect the PC and record the historical data and send back to the official dealers, and the dealer will analyze and find the problem and solve it. And then we have the parameters page. On the parameter page, this will have all the protection values written inside. So as you can see from the parameters, we have cell overcharge alarm value at 3.45 volt for single cell, and cell overcharge protection at 3.7, sorry. And the cell overcharge protection recover will be at 3.33. volt for the single cell, and the delay time means 2 seconds. So we can also write a new number, but we don't recommend a normal user to do that. So this page can be only accessed by the professional trained guys, and if you change it by manually, and the battery may behave abnormal. So remember that this page is really important, and the installers can change on that. And then we have the system page. So on the system page, you can do other settings for the battery packs. And as you can see, normally we will this page. This part is the most frequent use for the end customer. So as you can see from the list now, we have being compatible with let me see, so over 15 mainstream inverter brand. So we have first one is our own inverter, and we have the SolArc on the second, and Deye, Schneider, SMA, Growatt, Victron Energy, Studer, Green Cell, Must, Sofa, Solis, Goodway, Thermatech, and Lee Plus. So you can change the system inverter protocol here to any inverter you want. So now we are using Solis, so the configuration is set to be Solis. And if you want to use Victron inverter, you just need to click on this and press on set, and the connection will the protocol will be set. Okay. So so you can see much more detailed menu for this application on our website. So if you have interest, you can log into our website and download the menu and download the software for a try. So next, I will show you the monitoring platform for the inverter. So please wait for 1 second.开始了，哥，我们开始了。怎么又不行了？它显示上了吗？battery 可以了，那就不要管它了。我们开始吧。你把这个三维机拔了，不用三维机了。你把这个定好，不要再让一个人扶在这，他妈真的是很怪。可以定吗？他之前是定好，就是你拔下来之后我们回不去了。可以啊。 Okay, so we are going to show you the connection uh, between Powerbase S1 and Solis. So the for Solis inverter, we have the monitoring platform for the cloud. So okay, I think that you should reverse the screen. One moment. Okay, yeah. So when you log into the Solis page, and you will find the planet overview, so you can see all the information here. And when you log into Solis, you have the inverter here, and you can connect inside. And here it shows you the connection of your inverter. So now we have an alarm here because we didn't connect the grid. So here is a alarm for the grid, for not connecting the grid. But we don't need to worry about this because I just want to show you the connection between the our battery to the inverter. So from this topologic diagram, you can see that the Solis inverter is not connecting to the grid and it's not connecting to the load, but a battery is connected to the Solis inverter. And down below here, we can see the battery information. When we connect into this, here we have two pages. So the first page from inverter, the inverter will also manage measure the voltage from the battery at the terminal. So the measured value is 53.2 volt. And we can turn to the second page from the BMS. The BMS can send the information to Solis inverter through the CAN bus communication protocol, and we can see more information here. So the battery state is normal, and the power is 0 now, and the battery voltage is 53.1. So it's quite similar to the terminal part. So the inverter measured the terminal part is 53.2, and it's only 0.1 volt difference. So I think the difference is caused by the inverter side, because from the voltage to the terminal and to the inverter, there will maybe some difference, but this value should be the most accurate one, because it's directly measured inside the battery. And the battery current is still low, so we don't provide any charge and discharge at the moment. And the battery SOC is 99%, SOH is 100%, and the battery charging current is 0, and the battery discharge current limit is 100 amp. So which means the battery can be discharged at 1C continuously. Yeah. Okay, so here is the information from the Solis cloud, and yeah. So next one I will show you the connection between the Powerbase FC with the Victron inverter. So okay, one moment. So let's get a complete picture of the connection. So we have the Victron Energy Multi-Plus 2 on the wall, and we have the color control on the hanging in my hand, and we have the Powerbase FC models, 3 in parallel on the floor, and the connection is the battery to the color control and the inverter to the color control. So this is the main monitor platform for the Victron Energy. So on the home screen, so you can see that the inverter is connecting to the grid and to the load, and we can see the battery is connected to the inverter. And when we connect to the when we head to the menu, so it will show us the device list. So now we have the Multi-Plus 2 48 volt 3 kilowatt output, 3 kVA, and we have the battery, which is Zhongrui FC model, 48 volt 100 amp hours, and it's 16 cell in series, and 3U height, and the version is number 1. So when we go inside to the battery information, we can see that the battery voltage is 54 volt, and the current now is being drawn by 0.6 amp, and the total power is 32 watt, and the SOC is 99%, SOH is 100%, and the battery temperature is 27 now. Very lovely color in Shenzhen. And we can head into the details. So in this page we can see the protection values. So details value. So the lowest cell is 3.3 now, and the highest cell is 3.37. 7. So the gap, okay, so gap is around 8, right? 0.008 volt. Yeah, the consistency is really good. And the cells temperature is 26 for minimum and 26 for maximum. Okay, and installed capacity is 300 ampere hours. So just now we can see we have 3 in parallel, right? So now you can recognize that we are connecting 3 batteries to the Victron inverter. Yep. So alarms, there is no alarms. Yeah, all is good. And history, we don't have information here. Device. Yeah. So the connection is good now, and we are using CAN bus, and the product is FC 48100. For the ID is B007, and the firmware version is 5. Okay, and we have the parameter here. Yeah, charge voltage limit is 56.8, and the charge current limit is 0 amp, so it's no limit, but typically it's 1C, and discharge current limit is also 1C, so it's 300 amp for 3 battery modules. Redetect the battery, no need. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So so for the connection between Victron NG and our FC modules will be like this. It's quite simple. And if anyone has any questions, please ask. Okay, so the last one is Deye inverter with our Powerbase mate. So now I will show you the monitoring software on Deye and on our computer. So we can see the computer first. 可以变亮一点。Okay. So when we connect the RS232 from the battery side, we can see that. Let's go to the side. Let's go to the side of the battery. So on the side we have RS232 ports, and we were using an adapter to convert RS232 to the USB. So when you connect the adapter, and you can open the EMS tool on the computer. Yeah. So we have several protocols here. So for the system, we will choose low voltage protocol, and for the Powerbase S1 and FC, we will choose PAC protocol. So now we will show you the information for the low voltage protocol. Consult your dealers and distributors for the password, and if you buy the product, I think you can find it in the menu. So yeah, so that's open com and monitoring on. So when the setting is okay, you can see the information here. So as we can see, for the system level, the monitoring information is a little bit different from the Powerbase S1, and you can see the overall information here. So here we can see the SOC here is 99%, and the voltage is 53, and the current is being joined for 1.5 amp, and SOH is 100%. And we have one system in parallel, and this system can also be paralleled on the system level. So maximum for 15 Powerbase mate can be connected in parallel to create a maximum for 600 kilowatt hours. And we have so now we have 3 battery modules connected together, so the capacity is 300. And if you have more battery in parallel, it will show. So for Powerbase mate, we allow maximum for 8 modules on stack. So the maximum can be 800 ampere hours. Yeah. So as you can see from this, we have 8 icons here. So now we only use 3. If we connect all the battery modules, the icon can increase to 8. Yeah. So 300. Yes. And let's go back to the screen here. So the full charge capacity is 300, and the remaining capacity is only 297 now. So the SOC is not full. So when we charge it, it will be full. And the charge current is 300 amp. Voltage and all the other. Yeah. And we are using lithium iron phosphate for all of our home energy storage. So it's considered the safety chemistry for the lithium family. And we have all these information here. So any alarm will be shown on these two parts. Now it's in good mode, so we don't have any alarm. So when we go to the second page, we can see the detailed information for the individual cells. So on below we have maximum cells, and minimum cells is here. Okay, so so now we can see the maximum pack number is 1 and maximum cell number is 2. So this means the maximum cell voltage appears in pack 1 and number 2, and the minimum cells voltage appears in pack 1 and number 1. And we have the temperature here and all other informations here. Okay, and we have the states for the relays. We can see that we have 3 relays in this system. So we have a charge relay, discharge relay, and pre-charge relay. So the safety is most important in the energy storage installed in your house. So we care a lot about this. So for all of our product, we are being considered a lot to provide the most safest product to install in your house. And go to the next page, we can see the information for the battery. So we have the manufacturer ID, software version, hardware version, and all the other. So yeah, we have pack quantity here. So all the necessary information can be found here. And go into next page, we have information for each pack. So now we are connecting 3 packs. So we can see pack 1, pack 2, pack 3, and pack 4 to pack 15 is not connected. So now as we can see that the information is really similar to the Powerbase S1. So I guess you guys are familiar with this page. I will not introduce. And we have the system set as well. So now we have we can configure the settings for the controller, and also we can configure for the inverter protocol. So since this Powerbase Mate is connected to Deye inverter, so on the protocol we are choosing Deye. And if we want to change to any inverter, we can change on this. Yeah. Okay. So so for this in software, we also store the information when you connect to the battery. So you can select the database here. Yes. Okay. And other information can be stored. So it's divided into the different tables. So table 1 is pack 1, table 2 is pack 2, table 3, and we have total information for the overall system, and we have EMS information for the controller. Yeah. And we have stored information. So any alarm and any fault code will be stored here, and you can store maximum 1 year information for the alarms. And we have several languages. We have Chinese, English, Japanese, Spanish, and more languages are being supported. Okay, so that's all for the software, monitoring software for our Powerbase Mate. So you can also download the menu from our website, and you can download the demo software from the website to try it on. And then we can go to the so let's go to the page, cloud monitoring page for Deye. Okay, so when you log into the monitoring platform for Deye, which is called SolarMan Smart, you can see the similar page as Solis. So you can see when we go to the devices, you can see we have an inverter here, and it's online. And when you click inside, it shows all the information for the battery and the inverter. Similarly, the inverter will also detect information from the battery, and also it will show the information sending from the BMS. So as we can see, the battery voltage is slight difference, but as we know that the BMS voltage will be the most accurate. Okay, so yeah, so we have finished the introduction between our Powerbase S1, the wall mount unit, and Powerbase FC, the 19-inch wide modules, and also the Powerbase Mate, a stackable energy storage system. So and we can connect to Solis inverter and Victron energy inverter and the Deye inverter. And today we have shown you how to do the simple connection and configuration, and how to monitor the inverter and the battery. And the last part is for Q&A. So anyone, if you have any questions, please ask now. Okay. So I guess the introduction is really simple. So everyone knows how to operate, right? Yeah. Okay, we will leave this on our web. So if you have any questions, you can also leave message on our website, and our sales team and service team will reply you within 24 hours. Okay, so that's all for today. Hope to see you next time. So let's have a glance on our laboratory. So as you can see on the wall, we have several inverter brands. So we have Solis, Victron Energy, Growatt, Deye. Schneider, and SolArc. So leave a message for us which one you would like to see in the next webinar. We will arrange a third webinar to show you more information. So that's all. See you guys.